Hey ladies and gents, this is Linda Chic777 and today I'm coming at you with a guest design team project for Kitty's Scrap Post, which is run by Louisa Diaz. It is a Zibbet shop. Louisa creates wonderful collections of digi papers, okay? And what you do when you purchase one of these sets of papers, she has all different themes and all these beautiful just beautiful quality papers, all these designs that, like I said, she creates herself. When you purchase one of these designs, she will send you a file that you download and print yourself. These are not pre-printed papers. You just print them out on like a heavy cardstock, and you run away with the designs, and they are just, like I said, just gorgeous. She creates them all herself, and she extended to me to be able to design with the French seamstress kit. I love it because it is vintage yet shabby chic, and it's Parisian, and it's got clocks on it and roses and things to do with you know, sewing, and you know, just got dress forms on it, and it's just beautiful. It's a beautiful array of designs, and all I have left to show you is a sheet, kind of a half sheet of some tags left, but I will put the links down below, of course, to Kitty's Scrap Post shop on Zibbet, and I will also put the link below to the video that Louisa put out that shows you each and every one of the papers in this particular kit. Okay, so I'm going to show you what I've got left, and here are the little tags that I've got left. But see, I mean, gorgeous. See how you could go vintage with it, or you can come back and go shabby chic with it. And I happen to print these with not that wonderful of a quality printer. My good printer is stored away because I just wasn't using it. And I still think it came out beautiful, which shows the true quality of her artwork, Louisa's artwork, and the papers that she is creating. You'll see when you see her video and you want to see the papers up close, the papers she prints comes out a lot more vibrant because I know that she's printing on a better quality printer. And mine come out just a little bit lighter, but that's okay for me because it comes out shabby chic, which is the, you know, the look that I was going for. And she's got a couple of different ways you could go in this paper. You can go with pinks and greens. You can go with kind of maybe a blue color palette. So gorgeous. I just love it. Love the versatility of this paper. Is that a word? Because I used it, and you know I use that clock pattern. But anyway, so this is kind of just gives you a little glimpse of the papers that I worked with. Okay, so I am going to move my sign out of the way. I'll get my project in view. We'll have a look at it from far away at first, and then I will take my camera off the tripod and we will get right up to it to show you. Okay, so let me bring it in. And what I altered was an organizer. I found this, it's a wooden organizer. I found this at a craft store. I believe it was Goodwill for like $2.99. It's got two large areas here where you could store like glue sticks and pins or something like that. Pens, not pins, pens. You know, anything you want in it. I made it for a craft room, not for mine. This does go to somebody else. I went with the color palettes of the pinks and the greens from Louisa's papers. I think I said that. And then I also added a few papers from Die Cuts with the View, the Primrose collection, because I wanted a little bit of polka dot, as you see back there. That's not part of her kit. And in the very inside, the sides and the bottom, I have like a green striped paper that I went to work with, and also this green polka dot paper here. But all the rest of it is Louisa's beautiful collection. So there's the front, and then we'll go to one side. I'll kind of tip it up. Here's one side. Okay, and I love like this dress form on her papers here. And then to the back, beautiful beautiful clock pattern with roses and things like that. And then to the side, other side. And then the bottom is just, you know, a sheet of just pink paper, and then I added some feet. Okay, and what I started with is I added these feet, and I used acrylic paint mixed with sand to add the texture to the feet, and then I painted all the edges inside and out of the box with the acrylic paint mixed with sand, and then I went to town adding all the papers. And all the papers, of course, let me bring it in so you can see. You can just barely see it, but it's all sewn, and then I just stressed all the edges with the Prima Distress tool. Okay, and then as you can see back here, I did a lot of stenciling all over the box. I have a script stencil that I worked with. I've got a Prima stencil, couple of them, 2 different ones that add some different micro dot patterns. And then there's another, those words right there's another Prima stencil. So a lot of stenciling all over the project. Here is a beautiful rose pattern. It's a Prima stencil coming down. Again, added some script. Okay. Well, I'm kind of holding this okay. I'm wondering if I can do this without coming off the tripod. So, and let me turn inside. You can see all the stenciling goes all the way down. And then I added, you know, some stripe papers on the bottom. You can see all the different stenciling. And then if I turn it around this way and kind of go this view, you can see the beautiful papers on the other side, all from Louisa's kit here, and then all the stenciling and stuff there. So I covered every square inch of this organizer. Okay, so let's start on the back. And you'll also see too, like in here, you're going to see big splotches of like pink. I used some Lindy Stamp Gang and added some pink flavors to this project, and like on my words has a little bit of a pink tint to it. Had to add a little pink flavor to it. Anyway, so starting in the back here, I've got this gorgeous, in a rack recently, I got some yummies from some few friends of mine, and Letty had sent me some gorgeous trims, and one was this kind of floral, kind of applique trim that you could cut apart. So this is one of those there. And then, see if I can get up a little bit closer. And then I've got a white heart gear, a Prima metal white heart gear here. And then I've got a Prima resin clock and a Prima clock hand pointing off in that direction. And then a little flat back pearl there. And then this laugh word is from another Zibbet shop. I even textured on the words. You can see all the little micro dots on it. And then also on all of the words in one spot, I added 3 tiny little flat back pearls there. And then I've got a little Prima butterfly going on here, a wood butterfly, Wild Orchid Craft flowers. And then hanging from the letter A, I've got this cute little bird charm. And I believe Natasha or Letty gave that to me. And then I've got a little heart charm there that says made with love. And I could be wrong on this. It might even been another person yet still. So many of you just gifted me with some beautiful things that, you know, I know one of you gave me that heart charm or that bird cage charm. I love it. Okay, and then we'll go on to the next little section here. I'll try and move slowly across so you can kind of get it as at a peek. Okay. Right here, this is a little flower applique that Natasha had gave to me, and then a Wild Orchid Craft flower. This Inspire word came from Michaels. In place of the I used a little Prima resin key. You can see all my little micro dots. I also crackled the letters. I don't know that you're going to be able to see it very well. Let me see if I get up there if you can kind of see some of the crackle. It's so minute, I just don't know if you're going to be able to see it very well. If you can see it on, you can kind of see it on the A maybe a little bit. Believe me, it's there. Anyway, and then right below, and there's my 3 little flat back pearls there. Right below that little piece of trim there is some beautiful trim that Letty had gifted me again, and I cut a little piece off of that. On top of that is a little metal adornment that Natasha gifted me, as well as that little doodad flower. I've got one there, And I've got one up there. And then I've got one right there on the letter N. I love those little flowers. And then to the right of the word inspire, this is a little Prima resin parenthesis. Had to dig for that word in my brain. Okay, and so there is that section. And now as we move on to the bottom, I'll kind of give a look-see to the side a little bit. This beautiful trim that you're seeing here, it runs here and then all the way across the front over to here. There's a beautiful floral trim that Letty gave me, and I cut that little those little flowers off and used them on the box here. Okay, to the side here, since we're here, so I'm holding it with one hand. I'm sorry I'm so shaky. This metal adornment came from Natasha, and then I've got some of these from Recollections, these fun little sprays that I cut apart in there. And I've got some Prima flowers and Recollections flowers all layered in there. I've got a little Prima heart gear going on there. The very, very back, it's huge. It goes, this whole section is this Prima resin frame there. And then what I did is I took some wire and I just kind of put it up into a circle and then kind of created a little heart shape here, and I glued it on top of the frame. And then on top of that I added one of these large, I mean you can see how big it is. It's a Prima Firebird flower. It's got some feathers on it there. And then I added a little Prima resin ballerina because this piece kind of started, you know, I wanted it to be pretty of course, but it kind of, I wanted it to go off the words of laugh and inspire and believe, and have a little bit of whimsy to it and just create that feel-good, you know, atmosphere when you look at it. So that's kind of what I was going for. On top of the ballerina there, kind of in front of her, I used the silk ribbon from May Arts. I added a little Prima metal clock, some Prima clock hands, and a little acrylic bird from Michaels. Okay, and then as you go over to the side over here, I've got a bunch more flowers, Wild Orchid Craft flowers all tucked in here. I have some beautiful fabric flowers that Natasha had sent me. I've got these little white curly cues. These fabric flowers came with white wire, so I took some of them off and I curled them right here. And then I've got another one right under the bow curling right here. This piece is, Natasha also sent me some yummy pieces from Industrial Chic line, and I added a piece there of the metal and kind of whitewashed it, and then this is just a chipboard word on top. And then underneath, this is a spoon that Letty had sent me, and hanging from the spoon I decided to hang like a little pearl here and a little key. Okay, this little metal piece had these teeny tiny little nuts and bolts on there, so I was able to hook like a jump ring and hang a tier of 3 chains from the front of that kind of wraps up under the word believe and hooks onto the E, and then it continues around to the other side that I will show you. So here's the believe word. I've got my 3 tiny little flat back pearls there. You can see all the texture on it. I've got a little Prima resin butterfly here. You can see all my script stenciling and the microdot stenciling there. Little cluster of flowers over here. So there's this side. And then we'll just kind of wrap around to this last side here. So you can get a good look at that there for a minute. Okay, so you can see how the chain kind of wraps around here, and then this chain, let me bring it in, wraps around, comes up to here, and then is hanging these 3 little charms down here. And I'll come back to that in just a minute. So what I started out with, again, another one of those little curly cues I made out of the wire from those flowers. I've got some Prima flowers going on here, some crochet flower here, some Wild Orchid Craft flowers, some cute little Wild Orchid Craft pink and green leaves that are kind of scattered throughout the project. I've got a little metal heart, well this is one of the bigger ones, a metal heart gear here. I've got a little Prima wood button here because it had some of the green that kind of matched my project. I've got a little petaloo flower here. I've got a metal butterfly here, I believe Natasha gifted me, and then this is a little flat back heart-shaped pearl that Becky had given me. And down here in the corner, I bet you missed it, but I have a little Prima Angel just tucked ever so cutely down there. And what I wanted to do was create a peekaboo. So, you know, I split the paper in half, curled it back, and underneath it, and I probably shouldn't have covered it up. I went back and forth, but I went ahead. I, you know, covered it anyway, but it's there. It's a little Eiffel Tower showing through. And then hanging from the charms, I have another little Eiffel Tower and a little key. And then another little pearl that I just added some crochet trim to. Okay, so there's that side. And then I already showed you the back and the bottom. So there is my cute little organizer, which wouldn't have been possible without the pretty paper by Louisa and the French seamstress DigiKit. Love it. I hope the person I'm sending this to loves it as well. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I thank you for sharing your time with me, and I'll talk with you again soon. Bye.